al-Walid goes to his mother. He says to his mother, he said, Allah just described me with 9 traits. He said, the first 8 I think are true. Like he has a little bit of self-awareness. You know what? I am arrogant. I am vile. I do talk down to people. I curse people. I have this pride in me. But he said, the only one that I can't accept is Zanim. I'm a child of adultery. How am I a child of adultery? So imagine Allah just revealed a play-by-play of what he was doing with the chiefs of Quraysh. And now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala just said, and by the way, you're a child of adultery. And his mother tells him that your father is not actually your father. His mother tells him that basically your father was we were unable to conceive. And she says that she committed zina, that she committed adultery. Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhuma narrates that it was Al-Akhnas ibn Shurayq, one of the other core enemies of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So imagine the fadiha, the humiliation that Allah just exposed these people with. That you're so proud about your tribe and you're so proud about how you boast over the people with your money and with your children. And this is who you really are, al-Walid ibn al-Walid. Subhanallah, after that, he continues and he becomes more aggressive with the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And one of the things that he does, because he has a lot of children, one of his children was a man by the name of Ammar ibn al-Walid. Ammar or Umara ibn al-Walid was basically one of his prized children. Super handsome, also very wealthy, very skilled. He had him trained in the arts. One of the things that he decides to offer, what they go to Abu Talib with to offer, he says to Abu Talib, you know what? How about this? Let's make a deal. I'll give you Ammara, you give me Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Let's trade kids. You can have Ammara, mashallah, prized child of Quraysh, everybody loves him, super good looking, very good at trade. You know, let's make a trade. Abu Talib, he says to him, so you want to give me your son who I will feed and care for, and I give you my son so you can kill him? Absolutely not. Right? Because they're still trying to operate at this point of the da'wah to try to crush the Prophet ﷺ within their existing mechanisms, to not violate the system that gives them the power that they have. So let's make a trade. I'll give you my son, give me your son, and let me handle him, let me take care of him. So al-Walid basically fails at all of these different things, and he is someone who's going to die a very interesting death. So what ends up happening with him after some time, he was one day walking, and this is immediately after the Hijrah. So this is before Badr, immediately after the Hijrah. He doesn't die in Badr. If you actually look at the sources, you find that he dies a very interesting death. He was walking one day, and he was an older person at this point. And there was a man from Banu Khuza'ah who used to make spears and arrows. He basically had this area where he would make his spears, he'd make his arrows, and he'd plant them in the ground, put them in piles and stuff like that. And al-Walid accidentally stepped on one of them. And when he stepped on one of them, it caused a major split in his foot, major wounds. The wound gets infected, and basically that's what's going to cause his death. So this proud man, subhanAllah, look how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala showed him his worth in such a way. So al-Walid is on his deathbed, and you can see the mentality that Khalid radiallahu anhu is going to grow up with his parents here, with his father here in particular. Al-Walid is on his deathbed, and he calls his children to him, and he says, I have three things to give you as wasiyah, as my will. So number one, go and take my diya, take my blood money, compensation from Banu Khuza'ah. Now the reasoning is that if you don't, he actually likes Banu Khuza'ah, he doesn't want an all-out war. If he dies as a result of this, some of his tribe might go wage war on Banu Khuza'ah, and these two tribes are going to fight each other. But he says, just go take my blood money from them, compensation from them. The man didn't mean to kill me, it was accidental. But then number two, he says, Banu Thaqif owes me a lot of money from riba, a lot of money from loans, a lot of interest and usury. Is he going to say, forgive it? He said, no. He said, go and take every single dirham that they owe me and bring it back to us. I don't want Banu Thaqif to have any of my money. SubhanAllah, he's still thinking about his money even as he's dying. Look how Allah describes the person so perfectly, like a mindset and attitude so perfectly. Number three, one of his daughters was divorced by a man by the name of Ibn Abi Uzayhir. ibn Abi Uzayhir. And Ibn Abi Uzayhir divorced her, and basically it was a nasty dispute. And al-Walid did not like the way he divorced his daughter. So he basically said, I want revenge. I want revenge on Ibn Abi Uzayhir for what he did with my daughter. Go take revenge from him. These are his last 3 commandments, or his last 3 wasaya on his deathbed. And subhanAllah, as a result of that, they took the blood money from Khuza'a. They also went to Thaqif and they tried to take all the money back, and it ended up leading to all sorts of problems between Banu Thaqif and Banu Makhzum. And Abu Sufyan had to basically avert like a war because it led to all sorts of skirmishes and bad blood. And Hisham ibn Walid, so Walid had a son named Hisham. He has a brother named Hisham who's the father of Abu Jahl. One of his sons is named al-Hisham ibn Walid. He went and he killed Ibn Abi Uzayhir, started basically a mini war between Banu Makhzum and his people. And Abu Sufyan had to go and clean that one up too. So